They don't make them like this no more. I'm living the dream. Oh yeah. Hello humans and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying e-beggar. There is no Patreon, no super chats. That's right, we just talk about the games we love and how fun it is to hoard them. Collect them. Now, with that said, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode, this show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello humans and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Oh yeah, I like that OG style, man. Why don't they make these shirts anymore? They should reprint them. Anyway guys, you know, I've been critical of Intellivision because of some of the decisions they've taken, some of the things that they've done. I've been pretty vocal about it. I've been pretty vocal about the things that I don't like and the things I do like, right? You're going to see videos on both on my channel because I like, you know, to praise them for the things they do right, and I also have to point out the things that I don't think they're doing very well, like the way they're promoting the system, for example, at the time. But I want to give credit where credit is due whenever that is appropriate, right? And let me tell you something, guys. When I saw this list, you know, I went through it, and I'll read it to you guys real quick in case you haven't seen the article. You can go to his Twitter, you know, and the link's right there. And I've also been critical of the games. You know, some of the games just, they're not my cup of tea. But let me tell you something. Evel Knievel, no. I'm just not a fan of that game. Nope. You know, all the other channels that the guys my age that say they like this game, I don't see it. I'm sorry, I don't. Biplanes. I'm gonna leave that one for last. This is a game that's special to me. I'll explain to you why. Moon Patrol is a game that brought me a lot of zen when I was like 12 years old, 13 years old, around there. And they used to have it at a burger stand called Tom's Burgers on Saturday mornings. When my mom would get paid, sometimes she would give me $5. I'd take those $5 and I would go buy the hamburger special at lunchtime, which was like $3.75, or sometimes I'd get a burrito. The same special, it was $3.75, right? And then would have $1.25 left, and that was with tax. It was $3.75 with tax. That's why I would get those things. With $1.25, I would play Moon Patrol, the Moon Patrol that was there at that burger stand, and I did that for like 4 months. 4 months that they had that machine there, man. It was great, you know. And I remember when they replaced it, man, I was like heartbroken. I played so many great games at that burger stand, but I remember when they took out Moon Patrol, it hurt. I was, you know, when you show up and they've changed the machine, well, you guys, some of you may not know that, but you know, you would go to your favorite place and, you know, eat your hamburger, or sometimes it'd be the liquor store, whatever. They would have machines there, and then the day they would change them, sometimes you'd be ready to play a specific game, and it was gone. You know, there's a few instances that happen, and that happened with Moon Patrol. But I remember those being some very, very happy times, some great Saturday morning, and I used to watch cartoons, and after that, go have my burger. It was pretty awesome. So those are my memories of Moon Patrol. So that's the reason I would get this game, and I'm really hopeful that they do the proper tribute to the legacy of the game, you know, that's been obscure for such a long time. Now, the other game, another game that I'm planning to get, and again, this is just nostalgia, guys. This is mainly for us, and I feel that it's good that throwing us a bone because we're really some of the driving force behind this product, right? Was Missile Command. Let me tell you how I played Missile Command, how I finally got to play Missile Command. At my local arcade, when this, for sure I was 12, you know, it was a rougher neighborhood that I lived in, and they wouldn't let us, you know, the older guys, the older gangsters wouldn't let us play Missile Command because it was the cool new game, what have you. And then after they brought in, I think it was Defender, pretty sure it was Defender, then they put that machine aside and they would let us play that, but we couldn't play Defender, right? And you shouldn't even try it, because I think they call it bullying now. Back then, we just called it building character. You know, you couldn't get to that level unless you learn how to take a punch. But anyway, guys, that's how I learned how to play Missile Command. The game had already been out for a while. It didn't really interest me that much when it came back, and I wasn't really into it until I had to play it, because I couldn't play anything else. And then I enjoyed the game. So I'm gonna buy it, just again, nostalgia, because of that time. This is one thing I want to say that I think I forgot to mention in my videos. I think this rigid Force Redux Enhanced is the most underrated game so far that I've seen for the Intellivision AMICO. Not a lot of people talk about it, but I love shooters, and I think if they get the issues, whatever they are, worked out with the controller, and for me, a test would be a third independent party. That would put everything to rest. Not people in events and stuff like that. I mean, send it to magazine, whatever, consumer affairs, whatever you want to do. Or have it in a kiosk where people can play it, when it's finally for retail. I'm taking the chance, of course, but I'm just saying in case you guys are concerned. But I think that controller would be very, very good for shooters like this one, side-scrolling shooters like R-Type, those type of games. And this is the one that I really also want to play on the system, besides Moon Patrol. Man, I think that if that controller is up to par and it behaves the way it's supposed to, I think it's going to be great for shooters, and this is a game that I'm looking forward to playing. Finnegan Fox, not really up my alley, Dyna Blaster, no. Brain Duel, no, right? So I'm not a yes man to everything. I'm thankful that there's physical media, but I'm telling you the ones that I would buy. Now there's one that I'm going to buy, and if you've never watched my channel, let me tell you this, friends. There's game collectors out there, normal people. I'm compulsive, obsessive. I'm a game hoarder, right? Not gonna BS you, tell you I'm gonna build a museum, nothing like that. It's just, I love having a shitload of games. The more physical media that I can fit into the room, the better. Now, if my AMC stock goes to the moon, not financial advice, then I'll change my zip code and make the room even bigger for more hoarding purposes. There's a lot of YouTubers that are game hoarders that get made fun of, and I think I admire their commitment to game hoarding, not the eBay specifically, but the game hoarding. I like that. Anyway, guys, I went off on a tangent there. Now, but because of my game hoarding behavior, there's something that I would do that I don't recommend anybody else doing, but I want to give you an explanation why I'm going to do it. I've been critical of the game Biplanes. It's not for me. I don't like the aesthetics. I don't like the gameplay. It's not something that I would play, nor do I think anybody that I know or in my family would play. With that said, okay, I saw the game box art, and it just it hit me right there, and I'm going to explain to you why. Before people judge you anyway, but I'm going to explain to you what is it that just blew my mind and my heart, specifically pulled at my heartstrings specifically about this box art. When I was a young kid, and the Intellivision was out and the Atari was out, I had the Atari, and I would only go play Intellivision or admire Intellivision at my friend's house or at my mom's work. My mom used to work at Montgomery Wards, and they had displays there with all these box arts, right? Back then we didn't have a lot of magazines, a lot of information on different games. A lot of times you had to rely on the box art. That's all there was. There wasn't anything else. People my age would know, but if you're younger, that's the way it was back then, And whenever we used to go visit my mom, one of my favorite things to do was just sit there in front of the displays and just look at all these games, right? And when I saw the aesthetic of this box art, it really took me back. I think it would be something that I would like to look at, as far as a display. Many of the games that I have know, I not only play them, but I like having them there for a specific reason. Every game that I own is usually for a specific reason. Sometimes I'll do large hauls and I'll trade them, but the games that I have on display, most of them have some sort of significance to me, or I like to play them. And let me tell you guys, like I said, there isn't anything that I like about this game except for the box art, and that's the reason I'm gonna buy it. And I have no shame in saying that, because it's really for sentimental value and nostalgia and things like that. And you know, I'm not one of these guys that gets over hyped about this console or any particular game, or is gonna say that every game is good. No, I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not a ball washer, or you know, I don't mean to offend you, but that's what we call it when somebody's just overly praising something that, you know, maybe doesn't deserve that much praise. But for this, I think the box art, for me, it just takes me back. You know, it takes me back, and I do appreciate the effort that they made in bringing that aesthetic back, because it's a really early 80s aesthetic of box art that you're not going to see anymore. You'll see it in older games. But as the games get older, as you guys know, this stuff gets more expensive. And things like this are not things that you're going to see very commonly. You know, you're just not. If there's anything collectible, you know, if I had to pull these games apart and say, okay, which of these games is going to be more collectible in the future, 20 years from now, it would be this one, right? So it's not only because of nostalgia, it's because of investment. I mean, if you're a true collector, you know, and I'm saying this, if you're a collector that just collects for financial reasons, then you do want to get all 8, you know, and get a launch console and do all that stuff. If that's your main motive, you know, for having a financial gain eventually for this, you know, and you might have it either way. But you know, if you asked me to bet which game was going to be more collectible, I would say it would be that one, the Biplanes, even though it's a game that I don't like. But just because of that aesthetic, I appreciate that so much that I'm going to buy it. Now, I know a lot of I can already tell the AMICO haters are going to be like, what is this dude doing? How can he shit on the AMICO and then he's still going to buy it and he's still going to buy games? I already told you guys what my purpose is. And you know, just as I criticize them for things they do wrong, I'm going to praise them for the things they do right. I'm going to give them credit for the things they do right. If they get that controller right, man, shooters are going to be really, really good in this machine. Shooters don't take a lot of power. They can be very intricate. Man, some of the greatest shooters that you ever had were back in the TurboGrafx. Ideas, AMICO, how many licenses are back there that you can get? They don't listen to me anyway. But anyway, guys, this made me smile today. Gave me a little bit of hope. As you guys know, when this first came out, I was, you know, kind of rooting for it, really excited. Over time, with all the challenges and the decisions that they made, you know, I've gotten a lot cold in some cases, a little cold in others. But I have to give them credit where credit is due. Some of these titles are worth having to me for people of my generation. You know, and it's a first good step. I think if they do well, they may have more, you know, and give us more of the things that we want. Alright, I was really surprised Night Stalker wasn't in there, because that's a great aesthetic for the type of games that we like, and I think they missed the boat on that one. They should have done that one. Like I said, I'm going to criticize them when, you know, criticism is due, and I think they missed the step on that one. But anyway, I'm happy with the ones I'm going to get. Those are the games I'm going to get. I look forward to playing those games. I'm telling you, I think there might be something here. You know, there might be something here, and I'm hopeful for the future. Alright guys, I will catch you on the next one. Hey, hold them accountable. You guys see something you don't like, make your voices heard. That's what I did. You know, that's what I always do when they put something on Twitter. I let my opinion be heard, and so should you. Okay, give them praise when praise is due, and when you have a criticism, but you know, a fair criticism, you know, a constructive criticism, let them know too. Alright guys, I will catch you on the next one. Take care.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, Never, ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.